This is the RECRUITECH Podcast, the cutting-edge podcast in the CEE region, by professionals for professionals about recruitment and technology. We are here to help professionals in the human resources and recruitment fields navigate the challenges and opportunities of finding and hiring top talents.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the RECRUITECH CEE podcast. I am your host for today. My name is Raluca Dumitra, and I am CMO at eJobs, the #1 job board in Romania. I'm very happy to be here with you today. And let me tell you before we start a bit about myself. I am a marketing professional with 15 years of experience, and out of these, 8 are in the recruitment industry. So I'm really happy because we have a very interesting episode today. We are going to talk about the IT labor market, which is always, as you know, a hot topic. And I am pleased to be joined today by 2 very impressive professionals, which have both local and international insights for the conversation today. So let me introduce to you Ivan Stojanovic, currently based in Dublin. Hello, Ivan. Thank you for being here. A bit about Ivan. He has over 20 years of experience as a talent acquisition leader and entrepreneur, and he's the founder of Irish Recruiter Talent Sourcing Agency, and also the founder and CEO of Taladria. He will be joining us today on this very interesting topic. And my second guest today is from Hungary, from Budapest, Barnabás Fejes. Did I get this right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay,
Thank
that
you.
was challenging for me. He's business unit director at Manpower and has over 15 years of experience in the IT industry. And he also brings a nice balance between analytical and creative perspective to the table. So, gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me today.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
And I would like to start with a local perspective, because I know that your views are quite different about the local market, the local IT labor market in your markets. I know that yours, Ivan, is rather aligned with what's happening also in Romania, also in Europe, with the labor market slowing down and not being so hot as it used to be, while your perspective, Barna, is a bit different. So what's happening currently in your market? Ivan, please start.
Well, in IT market, we have a few things that have changed since last year when we were here recording this podcast as well. So, or this conference. The one thing that is totally different is we don't hire junior people at all, almost at all.
At all.
And the other thing that's appearing as well, you have long-term unemployment of very senior technical people as well. Microsoft announces 3,000 people, and we see it in Ireland. Mm-hmm. Same is happening in UK, same is happening in Ireland as well. So those are the 2 new things. Those things just did not exist if you reverse just 1 year ago. And that is probably the largest change. And then the number of jobs being advertised actually has drastically dropped. And majority of jobs that
You have a percentage here? What does it drastically mean? In Romania, it's almost 10% drop.
I would not have a percentage here, but if you do a search for whatever, it's gone. Actually, I do have a percentage for one of the types of roles, and that's for recruiters.
What's that percentage?
There's currently 0 jobs in Ireland for recruiters.
Wow. Okay.
So it's indefinite.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what about you, Barna?
Yeah,
Do you have a more optimistic perspective
Yes,
here?
I have.
Please share it with us.
You see, we see a little bit better the future. So at Manpower, we have this employment outlook survey. You know, it's worldwide, and we can check it in a region. We can check it in a country specific. In Hungary, we see that this employment rate is basically 35-37% for the IT industry. It's still the top. You know,
Okay.
So it means this ratio is like the willingness to hire, and this is stable for 1 year now in Hungary. Of course, we can see already the signs, if you're talking about Romania, I checked the figures and it's going down. So for Romania, it's like 8% now. So in Hungary, also going down. In this region, you can see that it's really decreasing, but still has a high demand. So I don't see that bad, the future for the IT industry.
That's very encouraging.
Yes.
Among all these news. So Ivan, okay, we talked about challenges for the IT labor market. Do you see any untapped potential right now?
Well, definitely. The usage of AI has absolutely changed everything in IT. Like if you wanted to start a startup even a year ago, you will start with hiring a team of developers. Today you'll start a startup and it's usually a business owner that wipe codes the whole application within a day or two himself with no need for software developers. And it's usually not really good, and then you hire somebody to actually take a look at it and make something that is like proper enterprise-grade application. So potentials for the IT people are going to depend on their knowledge of the usage of AI within development going forward. If you are really good software architect or any similar role or an SRE, with the usage of AI, you are 100 times stronger and quicker and more productive. And for people who embrace it, I have absolutely no fear. They will have jobs. But majority of developers actually don't. And that's a problem. And that's a problem for them. Because for them, I don't think any of these 37% of people have jobs at all. Mm-hmm. So these are the group of people, and it's a large group of people that are slowly entering, and I see this entering worldwide, into a long-term unemployment because they used to be paid really, really well. They won't take any other mediocre or an average job that anybody else would do. They expect to be paid that much, and those jobs don't exist for them anymore. That's gone. It's going to be a problem for a large group of IT specialists.
Okay, you mentioned the pay. What's happening in this case, and I'm looking at you because it's obvious in Ivan's case, what's happening with salaries and salaries expectations? How have these changed?
Yeah, I think it has changed a lot within the last 2 years, basically. You know, with the era of remote work, I think the salaries for the IT industry in this region significantly increased. So you know, because they can work remotely for US-based company.
You have a percentage here by how much? Or
unfortunately not.
Approximately? Okay.
Unfortunately not. I don't want to tell you something.
Is it double digit or single?
Yes, it's a double digit for sure. But now, what I see in the local market, you know, that the companies cannot follow basically the inflation rate we have in Hungary. So now it's like, you know, it's how to say it, you know, that the companies cannot pay that amount the IT industry or the IT resources are willing to get. So now it's kind of getting to a stable level, you know. Yeah.
Are there any specific roles which are currently harder or easier to recruit in the market besides, okay, you mentioned that nobody is hiring juniors. Are there specific roles which are difficult to recruit or easy to recruit right now?
Probably what they find most difficult to recruit is experienced people with loads of knowledge of utilizing AI in IT. It's a new thing. You cannot have 10 years of experience in it. You can only have like a properly
3 at most.
Not even 3, really.
3, yeah.
And the tools that they should be using in development didn't exist a year ago. So you are having a disparity within real capability of developers using AI and what the founders or startups are actually expecting them to have. So they advertise, we want somebody who will come in and develop our whole application with AI within 3 weeks. And those are very few. Those are very, very few.
You have different views here, Bara?
Yeah, I mean, there are no easy roles, I think. So even if you're talking about, you know, system administrator or a AI developer, you know, it's not easy. And you always need to find this talent and you need to understand their motivation. So there are no easy roles. But what we see in Hungary and in this region, you know, we are in an era of the data-driven services and AI. So data engineers and even SAP consultants, you know, we have a high demand. And what we see that we cannot fulfill completely what is needed right now in the market.
You know that...
I'll just give you a perspective in Ireland.
Please, yeah.
So, because we produce tons of people that come into Ireland and finish master's degree to get a working permit in Europe. In data analytics as well. Actually, probably data analytics is probably the largest amount of master's degrees that end up with no employment straight after finishing the master's. So we overproduce them en masse, and they end up doing pretty much everything else. But then they require or demand salaries that the market is currently not paying for them.
And what should these professionals do?
That's a very, very good question. It's also the same question, what should recruiters do today? Like, this is a recruitment conference. There is nobody hiring for a recruiter as well. And it's kind of funny. We are at a conference where nobody of us is actually looking for a job here, or nobody's actually here hiring. Like, I've been doing recruitment conferences for the last 20 years, and people come to conferences for a few reasons. One is to sell something. The other thing is to hire somebody or get a job. Those two are gone. Now we are just here to actually sell something or buy something, or network with people. And networking with people meaning sourcing for candidates or looking for a new opportunity. That is gone. That doesn't exist anymore. And actually, within 1 year of this conference here, last year and this year, we see dramatic change of market for recruiters that was never like this, at least in my 20 years that I know of it.
It's an interesting mixture, because there are available talent, and we also see that, I have a statistics for that 61% of the IT resources are willing to change their position. So it's like a combination that we have available resource, but the ones who has a job also willing to change the job. But currently there are no available jobs for everyone.
Staying here in this topic with AI, a major, concern is that AI will replace some jobs. Do you think in the long run, not today, after we get to a more stable state, let's say, with the AI tools, do you think AI will become rather a tool for the recruitment industry, or that it will definitely replace some parts of the jobs?
Whenever somebody says that AI is a tool, or whenever the people ask me, how do we use AI? I always tell them you're asking the wrong question. You should work with AI. You should open yourself to AI so it actually understands what you're really looking for. Because your ideas, what AI will do for you, are based on our perception of computers and mobile phones and computing as we know it. And that is that you have a program like Excel, Outlook, Word, or anything else, or email, and you do something with it, and you actually use it. The way that we are going to interact with AI is totally different. With AI, you talk to AI, or you write to AI, you prompt, and you are getting AI to let you know what to do and how to do it, and then it actually does it for you. And software, as we know it, haven't been doing this before. We had a software for this, software for that. In Excel, you did your maths and whatever else. Word, you captured all your documents. In PowerPoint presentations, you were presenting on a screen like this. You had your email to communicate, your Slacks, your messengers, and whatever else. You had your Skypes or whatever you've been using to talk to people. The way I see AI being used best is that you let it know what you think you should be doing, asking it what does it think, and then it'll just develop all for you. And that is total change. So I think people who understand this early will get the most out of it.
Yeah, from my point of view, you cannot replace one factor, which is the human factor during the recruitment. So AI will be a tool for you to help you to navigate through the recruitment process, but you cannot get rid of the human factor. Just imagine that we could have done this podcast with AI robots as well, right? They have a lot of statistics, and maybe an opinion already, but we're still sitting here and talking to each other, sharing our experience.
Actually, they have a podcast done with
AI.
Okay.
Good to know.
So don't be too confident.
You see, we will be replaced.
No, we will totally be replaced. But then the other thing that actually you were asking before, what are the skills that are going to be in demand? There's one problem with AI, and that's still prevalent today, and it's the amount of hallucination. So regardless of how you ask your prompts, I think that the real need that we are going to have, and that is actually a need right now, is people who are going to be capable of verifying and fact-checking and guiding AI to get to the answers that are right answers. Because if you start developing something, I'm using AI a lot to develop applications, and you let it know what to develop, and it develops something and it's beautiful, but it's absolutely wrong, and it's absolutely not what you actually asked it to develop. So this is going to happen in recruitment as well. Like, we are developing matchmaking application that checks whether a CV and the job spec are actually aligned, and when you receive thousands of applications that you do, which one is the best, which one is fake, which one is duplicate of another one that you received as well, which one is AI generated, of course. And then to go on the internet and see whether all these people actually have LinkedIn profiles or what do their photos look like and everything else. And then you realize, okay, those AI is really good in doing that. And it does this like in a few minutes, what would take you for a week. And there's the reason why there's no job for recruiters. But the amount of times that I have developed something that was absolutely and utterly wrong, and in AI language we call it hallucination, but to understand the level of hallucination, it's not hallucination that you have like after smoking a joint of weed. It's not even, I don't know, it's really hard drugs. Yeah. Like, it's so wrong.
But it's also very confident.
And it's extremely confident. Because AI is built to be a crowd pleaser. It's somebody needs to profit from all this. So all the AIs are made so that they are always very confidently telling you very good statistics numbers that sometimes gets totally skewed and misunderstood. Yeah. But it always says it in a tone that will satisfy you, because they want you to use it more and more and more and more and more. Which in our case as a recruiter, when you're trying to find out of 1,000 candidates, a candidate that is best for a job that you currently have, absolutely wrong. Because it tells you that all of them are fabulous by default. So it's prompting, training, prompting, iterating. And that is a human factor. And the human factor that there is, we need somebody to, especially in the recruitment, to manage hard drugs in AI that are coded in.
Yeah. And one more topic that we asked, the companies, that how often they're using AI for the recruitment process. And basically 86% reported that they are using AI, but out of this 86, it's like I have to check the statistics here in front of me, but it's like 80% or 85% using only for job description and advertisement.
So they're not using it to the full potential.
Yeah, and for, to the enhanced features of the AI, the CV parsing and the statistics, the analytics, and communication with the resources, basically only 20-25% of the companies currently using AI for that.
Now, switching a bit to the region perspective, the European perspective, the CE perspective, we've witnessed during these past 5 years a lot of cross-border hiring, especially in IT, but not only in IT. Do you see right now from this European perspective rather competition or cooperation in terms of attracting and retaining people? How do you see it?
If I may.
Competition.
Yeah. No, I mean, of course, competition will be there always. But if you think locally, you are out of the game from my point of view. Because if you check these countries, especially in this region, there are some countries really expert of some areas, and if somebody is looking for an end-to-end solution, you cannot limit yourself to a country. So you need to think almost worldwide. But I don't know, what's your opinion?
Well, it's essentially businesses that are running recruitment and that have the demand. And businesses are competing with local businesses, global businesses, regional businesses. There's no club or any kind of partnership. We are just ruthlessly trying to succeed. So we'll compete with absolutely everybody.
Yeah, but you need to deliver. So that's the key. That's you. Sometimes you need to prioritize the delivery than, compete with each other.
Okay.
Very convinced. Okay, can you think of one thing that recruiters in the region must or should stop doing in 2025?
Good
One
question.
or two things.
Yes.
Go ahead. You shouldn't be looking for a job because there are none. I'm advising a number of those auto-apply.
So you should stick to your current job.
You should definitely stick to a job if you have one.
And if you don't?
You should be looking to a change of career. Look, none of us came to recruitment because we were studying to be a recruiter. Mm-hmm. Actually, the only city in the whole world where you can study to be a recruiter is Dublin in Ireland. And we've made this, I don't know, like 4 or 5 years ago. Up until then, you couldn't study to be a recruiter absolutely anywhere. Now you can, and then we have the first generations that are coming out of having university degree in recruitment. And we're also preparing the next stage. We are preparing the masters as well, which is probably going to go live in next September. So we're going to have the first class of people who are going to have masters in recruitment. And I think by the time that these people finish, there'll be no recruiters. Because I don't think many of the graduates that are that have graduated like a few weeks ago are actually end up in recruitment. Before, remember in IT, we had students being approached by companies in their last year or even before and offered contracts and some of them even getting paid. Then when they would graduate, we had something that we call milk run, where large companies would come and organize jobs fairs, wine them and dine them, and would basically pick up everybody. Like everybody who would have an IT degree would get a job straight away and would be able to pick and choose. That doesn't exist anymore. Milk run doesn't exist anymore. Jobs fairs don't exist anymore. And you see old recruitment CRMs or ATSs losing seats. You don't see recruitment software being advertised on a conference like this at all, because it's an industry in decline. Mm-hmm. So all the service providers for this industry are in trouble. There is absolutely no growth. There was no growth in the ATS industry for over a year now.
So you see this as something that is here to stay. It's not something temporary. We will not see the opportunities back like they used to be or growing, let's say.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
What about you, Barna?
Yeah,
What's one thing
yeah.
that recruiters must stop doing?
Yeah, I think basically do not do the post and pray. You know that AI will do everything for you. So it's really, you need to put your effort in it, you know, and you cannot rely that AI will do everything for you, because then you will be replaced by AI, you know, and this should be the strategy that you still need to put your effort in this recruitment.
Mm-hmm. What about IT professionals? What should they stop doing?
That's maybe a better question for you.
I don't know.
Or what could they do better, let's say?
To be honest, now they are really open-minded. If we are talking about recruitment and using these AI tools, I think they should be still more open for this automation and the whole recruitment process. You know, what we discussed, the human factor, it will be limited later on. But luckily, they are open now. They have the willingness to talk with us more. And I think this is what they should keep. As you know, that we don't have enough position for everyone, so they need to be careful.
Mm-hmm. What about juniors? Should we encourage people going to universities right now to maybe consider other fields, other universities? What should we do with Gen Z?
Well, it's an interesting question to me as a parent. I have two sons that have actually just finished universities and masters. But I would question myself, like, if my kids were 15, would I tell them to go to the universities? I don't know. Like, it's their decision, of course. But what my advice would be, I'm not too sure anymore. And I'm coming from a family trees of families being really, really highly educated for generations of generations. And is this the first generation where I'm not too certain, like my father was and my grandfather was and his father was, like you have to finish university, you're going to get a good job? I don't think we are, well, I'm not sure. I'm not going to say no, but I'm not too sure. And then again, it's a funny perspective. I'm coming from Ireland, where we probably have the highest percentage of people with masters in Europe or in the world. And it's uncommon for people not to keep on studying later on in life as well. So all my friends of my generation who are 50 are also doing a second master's somewhere, a PhD somewhere else, and then they finish a PhD and retire. Which I'm like, why did you do a PhD? Another PhD there. We like education, and nice enough, it's free. But is that really needed for your career today? Not too sure. Like I used to work for Microsoft. When I joined Microsoft, it was Bill Gates who was running it and who was the dropout. So it didn't work that bad for him.
Mm-hmm. If you're talking about the knowledge, I can confirm that maybe it's not necessary right now to be in the university, and you can get the knowledge somewhere else as well, in this online world. But to make it in a 100% that you should not go to university, you need to change the company culture first. For the companies that you should not check which university you finished. It's what knowledge you have. If the company culture changed, then you are right.
But you actually have to work for a company. That's
the first condition.
The first question. Do you actually want a job, or do you want a career? Do you want to run a business, or do you want to do what you want to do, as opposed to apply yourself to a job that is very structured in some organization that is going to mold you into what do they need, as opposed to what you really enjoy? I'll give it a perfect example. I have a master's in geology. Never touched it. Ended up in Microsoft managing software development and localization. Went into recruitment technology, then into recruitment as well. So I think careers are less linear. Like you look at the generation of our parents. They were in the same industry pretty much all their life, doing most of them in the same company all their life as well. Today, Jesus.
It's all very
extremely
dynamic.
And it's getting shorter, and like the span of change is getting shorter and shorter and shorter. Like even a few years ago, we would think of somebody changing a job every 2 or 3 years. We would say, oh, that's a job hopper, we're not going to hire him.
Now that's a stable employee.
Today, if you have somebody who stayed somewhere, anywhere in his life, ever, for 3 years, you're like, Jesus, what was wrong with him? Like,
you know what? Maybe we should ask ChatGPT and Copilot when the system creates, the job description, just get or remove, the criteria, have a university degree, and we are fine.
Okay, so staying here in the future, let's say, and going to some predictions. How do you see the next 12 months in the IT labor market for the CEE region and European region? Some predictions here. I know it's difficult to make predictions these days.
It's difficult. It will be lower,
are you rather
for sure.
Optimistic, pessimistic?
I mean, still optimistic that there won't be a radical change. So it will be stable, it will be lower, but do not expect any peak like after pandemic.
I have similar but slightly more negative opinion.
Of course you do.
And it's not because I'm negative. It's
but
just
it's realistic, yeah.
It's realistic. And if you think of, we've been here a year ago on this conference, and then 2 years ago as well. But just from last year to this year, what has changed? The thing of long-term unemployment, and that's unemployment of a year or more in IT, did not exist. Like, you didn't know absolutely anybody anywhere in the world, China, New York, Dublin, Budapest, having 10 years of IT experience and been unemployed for over a year. Unheard of. Today, I actually know personally people in all those markets that are exactly in that position. That's totally new. Second, juniors. Nobody's hiring them absolutely anywhere. You graduate the best university, get masters in IT, in data science. We are overproducing these data science people in Ireland, like on a large scale. But they have the other reasons why they're coming, because they get a working permit and they can stay here in Ireland and work for 2 years, do anything else after they finish, and then they can get a passport and then they can live here. So there's reason for this. They're investing in their future just to come here. But are there data science jobs for them? Absolutely not. Is what they are being taught in the data science university at the moment at all applicable to a potential job they're going to have in next 12 months? Very little, maybe 30%, because there is absolutely no courses on prompting and advanced prompting or agents or MVP or absolutely anything else, because agents kind of didn't really exist when they started their last year, not the first year, the last year. And today we have quite a few companies developing agents for recruitment that are pretty much doing, people would say, between 30 to 80% of recruiter's job. So screening, progressing through stages, all this is done by an agent 10 times quicker, 10 times cheaper. And unfortunately, in 99% of the cases, 10 times better than a human does. And there's your problem. So I'll just give you a perfect example. Go to any of the company websites or any of the job boards and subscribe to an email alert for a new job, and just enjoy the randomness, what you get, like total randomness. AI doesn't do that. If you put AI into as opposed to a SQL or vector search, what you get is something that is extremely relevant to you. So it won't send me jobs of whatever, head of HR. That's not what I'm into. It won't send me jobs for a junior recruiter. Hey, you missed. But every single job board will. And every single career website will. And every single vendor, and we have some of them here as well, have a system that will. And that's all wrong. And this is what job seekers don't really like. So whoever starts using AI in all these areas where you have agents that are replacing most of recruitment marketing or managing of a talent pool and all these issues, that's a winner. And that's providing 10 times better service to a job seeker, hence better employer brand and happier people coming in, and actually more relevant people coming to you as for employment. And if you have more relevant people that you're actually then employing, you're going to be a better company. So I see agents as something that is totally going to change the industry. Mm-hmm. And with a few people, at Taladria, yes, of course, I have to advertise a little bit. Yes, we are testing all this with a few people, with a few companies now. And majority of them say, yeah, that's kind of the first 30% of our job is gone. So are we going to have Fridays off? Are we going to be working 6 hours a day or what? Because there is less and less and less work for a recruiter, because AI does it well. Mm-hmm. So what I spend most time working with us now to alert us on hallucinations that our AI doesn't catch.
Okay, so one final and short advice, because we should be ending this because the conference is about to start.
Okay.
One final and short advice for recruiters nowadays facing all these challenges.
Yeah, do not fear AI. Learn how to use it the right way. That's the key. And, plus the human factor. If you combine this, it will be the success.
Mm-hmm. Ivan?
I totally agree, but I would just drop the word use. We always have the totally wrong approach to we're trying to use AI. I think we need to work with AI. And the best way to work with AI is to explain who you are, what you do, and let it know what does it think. Mm-hmm. It will tell you in 99% quite clear and quite good path for you how to improve, and in most cases, kind of replace you as a recruiter. Sorry.
Kind of.
Kind of replace you. You'll have more time talking to candidates. You'll have more time in negotiating offers and all this talking about money, relocation and all this. AI is not good at that yet. This is where we like to talk to people, because you cannot really ask the chatbot, look, I want 100 grand and you're offering 95. we're still not used to this. But talking to people and negotiating packages and relocation or sign-up bonuses or whatever else, this is where our candidates are still expecting a human across the table and a handshake and eye-to-eye contact.
So it's not that bad after all.
It's not that bad, but there is a job for maybe 30% of recruiters less on the next year's conference here.
Okay, so on this optimistic note, thank you very much, gentlemen, for the discussion. It was lovely, and hope to see you again next year. Everybody, thank you for watching us, and I hope you did find interesting insights here in this episode. And be sure to follow RECRUITECH on YouTube and all the social media channels. I'm Raluca Dumitra from eJobs Romania, and it was a thrill for me to be your host today, and hope to see you again soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Raluca.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye.